Hello, Anthony, back at you here at the Gazelle Lab. Today we have the two best QWERTY devices on the market currently. So we have the HTC T-Mobile G2, which is the successor to the old G1, and we have the Samsung Epic 4G, which I've covered in the past. So honestly, this one's for T-Mobile, this one's for Sprint. The T-Mobile one is $199 on a 2-year, and the Epic 4G is $249.99 on a 2-year. So let's take a look at the hardware first, and then we'll get into the UI and some of the features on these two devices. So let's first just look at the G2. I never covered the G2 before. I spent some time this weekend on it. It's a very solid device. I'm very impressed with it. So we can take a look at it. It's a 119 by 61 by 15. These are millimeters. So it's got a nice size, and it's also 184 grams, which is a lot. It's a lot heavier than the Epic 4G, but honestly, I like the fact that it's solid. I think HTC produces some of the best hardware around, as well as Nokia. And this does not disappoint. It's got a nice brushed back right here. This is like a brushed, like stainless steel aluminum back. And you see that same trim around the outside of the screen here. And you get the classic four buttons on Android on the bottom. So you get home, menu, back, and search. You get this new optical trackpad. It's a little bit different than the one found in the Desire or the Wildfire. So this is the same one that's going to be featured in the Desire Z in Europe. So it's similar to like a BlackBerry trackpad, the new optical trackpads for them. So if we take a look on the side right here, this is the charging port, micro USB, volume rocker up and down. It's a little stiff, but it's pretty good. If we take a look on this side, this is the back cover release. This is a customizable button, but I use it for a camera. So it's like a shutter button. On top, you see the 3.5 jack and the classic Android power button. So if you want to just take a look next to my Desire, you can see the screens are the same size, 3.7 inch with the 400, 800 pixel display. So it's almost the same thing. In terms of screen, it's almost the same. So, and then we'll take a look at the back. It's got the camera 5 megapixel with LED flash. So now we can take a look at it next to the Epic 4G. I want to take a look at size comparison. So let's get a look at the size. This is 124 by 65 by 14. So it's a little bit taller, a little bit wider, but for some reason it's a little slimmer. I'll get into the QWERTY on both in a little bit in a second. So this still has the same 400 by 800 pixel display, but at 4 inches. You get a little bit more screen real estate on the Epic 4G, which is nice. And then we can take a look at the side view, so we can see the thickness right there. The Epic 4G has this little bit of a curve right here, and the back does feel a little bit cheaper, but there's the 5 megapixel camera, LED flash. So you have the stainless steel, and then the plastic back on here. So take a look at some of the pictures, some of the other hardware features on here. So you have the camera button, which I accidentally just pushed right there, power button, so which is almost the same as this phone. Top, you get your 3.5 and your micro, which does have a nice little door to it. And then on this other side, same thing. You get the volume rocker button on both sides. But over here, like, you get the charger port on the side here. So now let's take a look at the keyboards. The Desire Z keyboard, the slider is a little stiff, but not a bad thing. You know, it's solidly built. I know people said there was a design issue with them, but this seems pretty well made. So we can see the Epic 4G has a lot more room on it, but honestly, I love the way the HTC the keyboard on the HTC felt. Was great. You know, it's compact, it's solid. The keys have a nice raise to them. This is fantastic. It just, if you can fit it in a package like this, I think it's fine. They both use swipe, so if you don't want to use the QWERTY, the on-screen keyboard, you can use swipe too as well. So some of the other features, the This is 4 GB of storage on board with 512 RAM, and this is 512 ROM with 512 RAM. So you're gonna need an external memory card, which is no big issue. You get the 1 GB Hummingbird on the Epic 4G, which is nice. It makes the phone really zippy. And for some reason, HTC only put the 800 megahertz processor, Qualcomm. So you get a little bit of a downgrade of a processor compared to the Desire or Nexus One, but honestly, I couldn't tell that much of a difference from it. So it was no big deal there. GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. In terms of connectivity features, this does have 4G, real true 4G on the Epic 4G. So you see great speeds on Sprint's network. But T-Mobile is coming back with this new HSPA Plus, which they claim 4G speeds. And honestly, it was pretty fast. I was quite impressed with it. You know, it's not true 4G in nature, but it's really good. You know, I'm not complaining about it. I thought it did the job fine. Okay, now let's get into the UI. One big thing on Android devices. So we can see the G2 there's no Sense on here like most HTC phones, like you see in the Desire, Wildfire, Legend. This is just pure Android 2.2 Froyo, no skin, no UI. So it is very nice. Somewhat feels like a Nexus One in terms of the UI. So it does have a nice movement. You can see the icons going. You go back home, so all your applications, your classic home screens, you know, then I'm sure once this thing gets rooted and you can put cyanogen or you can put whatever you want in here, it'll be nice. But I really like the stock Android. After I'm a Sense user for quite some time with my Desire, I really like it's really clean, and I think it makes it a lot faster than Sense. And then on the Epic we have the classic TouchWiz UI. So this is the one obviously goes sideways instead of up and down. It's not bad. After using Sense or the stock Android, I don't know, I'm not really a fan of TouchWiz. It's just a personal preference, you know. Some people like it. It does have some nice features. I like when the notification bar is nice on this too. You can pull it down and all your notifications pop up. So it's not bad. It comes down to personal preference. I like the stock Android, or I like Sense. I actually really like stock right now. It's pretty cool. Other things in terms of like I said, they had the camera, so I can go in here and show you some pictures that I took earlier at my desk here. So let me just go into the gallery here, and always I'll take a couple pictures after. So we're looking at the same pictures on both devices. So one thing I noticed in terms of camera and features, the Samsung does outperform the G2 slightly. The colors look a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more crisp. Could be because of the screen, but I actually put these on the computer too, and the Epic 4G was better in terms of the camera. Then we can look at some other pictures. This is a picture of my Desire, so we can see the brightness and the crispness in the pictures right here. And then this is just a mouse with a Mac mouse with a mouse pad. So I think they both have. I'll go into I actually take a picture right now too. You can see it live. So let's take a picture of this. So first we'll use. So you can use on screen, you can use optical trackpad, you can use the camera button. I'm gonna try the camera button. So we'll leave that up. And now we'll go for the Epic. There we go. Okay, so we can take a look at the pictures now. There's a ton of options in the Samsung camera as well. I can show you that. So you can see all those things on the side. It's like a true digital camera. A lot of stuff going on there. So let's go back into the gallery. I'll show you the pictures. So the most recent picture, here it is. Okay, so you can see how the white is a lot brighter. The picture's a lot clearer. Just a much cleaner. Looks much cleaner picture on the Epic 4G. So there you have it. I think they're both great devices. Like I said, the two best QWERTY phones on the market right now. So what it comes down to is network and then the actual hardware. Personally for me, I love the way this looks. This is one of the sexiest phones on the market, I think. It's just got the brushed look. It's pretty slim. It's got the nice solid slide. And like the other Samsung Galaxy S's, I think, I don't know, they don't feel as solid as HTC. They feel a little plasticky, a little bit cheap. Although you do get the 4G, which is a plus on the Epic, and I'm still saying it's a great phone. It's not, when it comes down to personal preference for me, I think the G2 is a winner. I'm going to give it my vote for the best QWERTY right now. Thanks for following me on the Gazelle Lab. Talk to you later.